these executives from PBS and NPR, which they are absolutely losing funding for because they continuously they were pushing this narrative, this bull crap narrative. Let's jump in.
Closing remarks. The United States is $36 trillion in debt. In fiscal year 2024, the government spent over $1.8 trillion more than it took in. And in fiscal year 2025, the interest on our debt is expected to exceed $1 trillion. As we continue investigating waste, fraud, and abuse, and we can look no further than the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, the LGBTQ indoctrination of our children, the systematic racism narrative, and the support for censorship being pushed by the heads of NPR and PBS are just several of the many abuses of taxpayer dollars. And if you are one of the select few who might support such content, you can personally support and fund it with your own money through private donations, because the reality is the United States of America is broke and can't afford it.
They can't
and after
afford
all,
the narrative.
PBS and NPR are already fundraising off of this committee hearing. The American people are closely following along today in this long-awaited hearing to hear the case for why Americans' hard-earned tax dollars should continue for public broadcasting. I think from what we have heard here today, the American people will not continue to allow such propaganda to be funded through the federal government with their hard-earned tax dollars. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting that we give over $500 million to no longer serves the public. It serves a narrow audience of wealthy, liberal elites who are out of touch with everyday Americans. Not only have the times changed and the American people who once needed these outlets can now access the news anywhere at any time.
That's the big thing. The news, I'll jump back into this video, but the news can be accessed anywhere at any time. We don't need NPR's bull crap. I haven't listened to NPR in a long time. It was probably, I was in college being indoctrinated. And PBS. The only thing that I used to watch on PBS was the Antique Roadshow. Shout out to Catherine for winning. She says, "Oh, snap. Thank you so much. I haven't won anything in a long time." Well, today, girl, you are a winner. Every day you're a winner, but today you are a winner. Just go ahead and email me. I like PBS about 35 years ago when I was young, young to understand politics.
But the content that is being put out through these state-sponsored outlets is so radical, it is brainwashing the American people and, more significantly, American children with un-American, anti-family, pro-crime fake news. The American people do not support their taxpayer dollars going to NPR articles like, "How is sex determined? Scientists say it's complicated," which discusses how biological sex is not limited to male or female. Or another article about how stories on crime are rife with misinformation and racism, or about how birds and trees are racist. Over a 7-month period, the Media Research Center discovered the PBS NewsHour gave over 90% of the airtime to the left on gender ideology stories. 90%.
That's crazy.
As mentioned earlier, PBS was the outlet that featured the child predator drag queen on the education show for kids ages 3 to 8 years old. And to clarify the record, because our witness, Ms. Kerger, lied under oath and said it wasn't featured on PBS, this show was aired on PBS on April 1st, 2021. And we will take a look at this video right now. We're using a TV today because our audio system is having problems. Let's go ahead and watch this video.
And we're going to start with our hips.
The audio on this is low. Anyways, we get the point here. We get the point what PBS and NPR was doing.
Swish, swish, swish. The shoulders go shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Sounds like Gavin Newsom.
That's repulsive. That's not what children ages 3 to 8 should ever be watching. A grown biological man posing as a woman. And by the way, Ms. Kerger, that was aired on April 1st, 2021. And then something happened. It wasn't an accident. And it wasn't just for a brief time that it was up. It was aired April 1st. And then somehow it expired May 24th. Later on, it was taken down. I wonder why. Wonder why that was taken down. Another egregious example includes back in 2010, PBS's Travis Smiley stated that Christians blow up people every single day. Haven't seen that ever happen in my life.
Oh, man. She was going in, Jasmine Crockett, talking about Governor Abbott calling him Professor X, Mr. Hot Wheels. She came out on a tweet later on. She said, I didn't mean it like that. I meant that he something with trains and cars. No, lady, you know exactly what you were doing, Miss Ghetto Crockett.
From headlines to podcasts to documentaries to children's programming, NPR and PBS have all but abandoned their promise to deliver unbiased, nonpartisan, and fact-based reporting. The American people have woken up to this nonsense and blatant disregard for truth, and truth matters. And they will not put up with it any longer. Contrary to the beliefs of the head of NPR, Ms. Marr, truth is not subjective. It's actually very important. And there are not multiple truths. There's just one. For a civilization to exist, objective truth must exist. It must be embraced. It must be protected. It is not a distraction. And despite many attempts to whitewash it, truth will prevail.
Boom. Marjorie Taylor Greene talking to the executives at PBS and NPR, testifying before the House Doge Committee. How cool is that? The House Doge Committee. Maybe the House Doge Committee can also maybe potentially upgrade some of their audio visual. The poor guy in the back has to hold up a TV and postcards to emphasize their point. I think they can make some advancements there, but not at our expense here. Not like an NGO slush fund. Meanwhile, forerunner of the 2028 election, J.D. Vance, did some military-ish today.
So here's the thing. Under President Trump's leadership, we believe in a very simple principle. We don't care who you are, where you came from. We don't care what skin color you are. We care about excellence and we care about patriotism. And if you are awesome and you are a patriotic young Marine, then we are going to do everything that we can to make you the most lethal fighting force the world has ever seen. And that is what we're doing every single day. No more quotas, no more ridiculous mumbo jumbo, no more diversity trainings. We believe the real strength and the real diversity in the United States Marine Corps is that you all come from every walk of life, come from every corner of America, and you have got the strength and the purpose to win the nation's wars. And that is what the Marine Corps is going to do, just like it's done for damn near 250 years.
America, fuck yeah!
What y'all think about Taylor Greene? J.D. Vance, fight. If he keeps going like he's going, he's got a good shot at 2028.